Hi everyone, I'm Congresswoman Sanchez and I represent California's 38th Congressional District. I want to first thank Co-Director Eddie Garcia for that kind introduction. And I want to recognize everyone at the Coalition to End Social Isolation and Loneliness for hosting this two-day forum. I also would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge all of you joining us for the work that you do every day. Your work and continued engagement on this issue is what helps develop the interventions we need to promote connectivity among seniors. The fact is, nearly 1/4 of older Americans were at risk of social isolation and loneliness before the COVID-19 pandemic began. The pandemic didn't magically reveal this problem, however, but it did shine a spotlight on just how important those day-to-day interactions are for our health and well-being. This is true for people of all ages, but it's especially true for our seniors. We all grow old. And it's in our golden years, none of us deserve to wonder when we will next see a loved one or even have a friend to talk to. It's time to address one of the most dangerous and preventable risk factors for older Americans. In Congress, I'm working to do exactly that. Earlier this year, I introduced the Addressing Social Isolation and Loneliness in Older Adults Act, or the Addressing SILO Act for short. Not everyone has the social support they need. And we know that isolation can lead to poor physical and mental health and higher healthcare costs. One of the best ways we can prevent this is by funding efforts that connect older adults with resources and programs in their communities. We also need to conduct outreach, especially to those at increased risk for social isolation and loneliness. And we need to establish a continuum of care to connect older adults to the social and clinical support they need. That's exactly what the Addressing SILO Act does. Additionally, this bill would establish training and evaluation programs to support community-based organizations. This is critically important to ensuring staff and administrators have the tools that they need to prevent and mitigate social isolation and loneliness. As a daughter who has made the very hard decision to move my mother into full-time care, this legislation is intensely personal for me. My parents did everything they could to give me a great life, and in their retirement, I want to make sure I'm doing everything that I can for them. And I know children, grandchildren, siblings, and friends across the country feel the same way. The Addressing SILO Act would help expand community-based programs so that we don't have to do this alone. Together, we can create communities where seniors feel connected and have access to the support they need. I want to thank you all again for joining this conversation today. By raising awareness and finding new ways to address social isolation and loneliness, we will help older Americans live longer, healthier lives. And it is so important that you call on your elected officials at all levels of government to pass legislation that will have a tangible impact on their lives. I want to thank the Coalition again for having me and for all you do for your advocacy. Thank you, and God bless.